You ever notice deadbeat niggas don't get the problems we get? The niggas that don't give a shit, they don't go through the shit we get, bro.
My God.
They be the ones chasing the dude. Won't you come see your dude?
Oh yeah.
I'm the one that, man, yo, shut up. You'll never see her again. Like, I'm like, that's ironic.
First and foremost, man, welcome to Rap Dads, bro.
Yeah, cool, man. Happy to be here. Rap Dads.
Excited.
I love the concept, love the idea, because I think more things like this in hip-hop need to be celebrated.
Yes.
That's how it was when we was coming up. It was like be a father to your child.
Yes.
LOG and the Bulldogs, like songs like that.
Let's break it down. How old are your kids? You know, who are they, age, sex, all that stuff.
So I got my oldest daughter. Her name is Rain Dior. She is 15. Milana Moore is my second youngest. And my son is Stephen Robert. They're both 12. They're actually 5 weeks apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That leads into the next question. So you have 2 kids 5 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Me and my sister are only 4 months apart.
So I'm the same way.
Wow.
I got a sister named Linda who, shout out to you, Linda. We're close. This is the thing. Our father, even though we're 3 months apart. I'm July 13th. She's October 20th.
Wow.
77, the same year though.
Man.
But to me, like that wasn't my half sister. That was my sister.
Right.
Because my father made that. It was their mothers didn't care about that. It was my father that was the glue that made me know my sister.
That's amazing.
Almost all my life. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
And that's why when I found myself in that situation, I was like, oh, out of all the things he did that I could talk shit about him for, he did. He made sure me and my siblings knew each other and that we were close and that we, you know what I'm saying? Like regardless of how the women felt about each other.
How's that played out in your life as a father?
Oh man, because when I found myself in that situation, I kind of wasn't in a relationship with either of the women. I was going through one of those tumultuous times in life. My mother had just passed away. I went through a reckless phase where I kind of didn't care. I was being careless, and I was just trying to prove to myself how much I didn't care about nothing, which was like and I was Saigon at the time. Like I had a record on the radio and was walking around with a gun, like getting in the because I'm like, my mom's dead, it's over. And it took me a while for me to be like, yo, your mother would want you to keep living. So now you made all of these, you got to go fix these Now you got 2 babies coming by 2 different women that you don't even know.
Right.
You hardly know them. And you got, so it was like, it was, but I'm like, it's time to man up.
You said something on the Math Hoffa pod, and I love that pod. You said, this was in regard to your relationship with your baby mom. Do you hate me more than you love your child?
I'll still go through that to this day.
And you were talking about it in the context of her trying to make your life so difficult, but at the same time not realizing that the one who's going to suffer the most
is the kid. Yeah.
Yo, like you got a lot of bars, bro.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite Saigon non-rap bar. Do you hate me more
than you love your child? Because why? If the common goal is to give the kid the best life, you can't put your differences or dislike for me to the side. I'm doing it. I do. You know some of the stuff y'all did to me, how I want to return. And I come from somebody do something to you, you do something back. So this is how I grew up. So it takes all the strength of me and the man in me not to. I don't even mean physical violence. I mean dumb shit. Right. Like fucking. It been times we did things that were irresponsible, and they were recorded. Wow. So I could, you know what I'm saying? And it's things that I know about you that I would never allow the kid to know, but I could easily be petty. But I'm like, stop stabbing me in the back. Right. If you notice, I was on Love and Hip. I ended up on Ayanla Fix My Life, brother.
I know, I saw it.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, how do you end up on Ayanla Fix? I'm like, I never even had a hit
And you was
record.
there, bro. You were trying, too.
I was trying, and that's when he's 18 months. So now he's 12, and I'm still fighting this fight. I'm like, how much fight? I love myself too. I love myself too, and I have to remind myself that, like, bro, you've been 10 years of your life. Your career's, you don't focus this on your whole rap career's out there. So now you got to figure out what 40-year-olds do now to make a living. So because when these kids came, I felt like I had to fight and be in their life and doing all that. and I based my life around them. And it would have worked perfectly if I had somebody who was like, we on the same team.
Right.
But instead, it's like,
nah,
I'm a weaponize child support. I'm gonna take you off. Nope. You say something again. I'll put you on child support. Wow. Like that kind of shit. Like, these women know you love your babies. They're gonna fucking.
Woo.
Yeah. Once they see the deadbeats, you ever notice deadbeat niggas don't get the problems we get? The niggas that don't give a shit, they don't go through the shit we get, bro.
My God.
They be the ones chasing the dude. Won't you come see your dude?
Oh yeah.
I'm the one that, yo, shut up. You'll never see her again. Like, I'm like, that's ironic. The deadbeat nigga who don't care to ever see her again. He don't get that. The first thing, you ain't never gonna see her again. Shut, click. I'm like, damn. My man who don't give a shit, she never threaten him with that, because that's like threatening him with a good time. Like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Right.
Never. You swear? You swear.
Right, promise.
And you're not gonna come looking for me.
You, wow, bro.
This shit is crazy, right?
That fucked me up. You never lie.
Meanwhile, his phone ringing. Come see your daughter. Block this bitch.
That's the wildest shit I've ever heard.
I'm sitting there like, this shit is backwards, bro, because I'm the one going to court. I did supervised visitation with a year with my daughter. And the judge, this is what my baby mom was trying to run this. Oh, he's not. The judge said, listen, ma, I've been doing this for 30 years. The dudes that don't have to do this shit, don't do it. They might show up once and be like, I gotta do this for a year to get my custody. They out. He was like, we do this for a reason. This is a test to see how much did this motherfucker love this kid. When they complete this program, ain't nothing you can say about this man. And they've seen that. And I was like, shit, God. I didn't know. I just thought I was doing what the court ordered because I was fighting for my custody. Right. These women didn't understand I'm gonna fight for my custody. You're not gonna take my kid away from me. Oh, I don't know you, but I'm gonna put you on child support and go live my life. And that's not how it goes. Put me on child support, I get joint custody. Right. That's how it works. I get visitation, and I'll go fight for it. And no matter what you say,
I want to see my kid. By the way,
I want to raise my.
By the way, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
Nothing. I want to raise my. I want to instill values in my kid. I know I got good values. Let me instill these in my children. I know I have moral fiber. That comes from home. That comes from something that comes from tutelage that even if you are teaching it, what's wrong with getting a double dose? Yeah. Reinforcement. Reinforcement. What's your problem? Your problem is this. I got something you love. Right. Shut up. I want to control the narrative, control the situation because you did something I don't like. My God. We didn't work out. This. You promised me something that I thought, whatever the case was. Word. But that's not fair to the child. You know
at all. I want to wrap this up with a game. And this was very fun for me to kind of go through your catalog a bit and find some dad bars. Oh shit. I want to use those bars as a jumping off point for some conversation. So this is dad bars. You ready? On your song Fatherhood, you rap, I'll be the dad mine wasn't. Gotta be responsible and I does it. What are some of the ways you wanted to show up for your kid that your father did?
Number one, always being available for them. Whether it's through physical, phone call, always being available and always being there to give some good advice or go find the best advice together because I don't got all the answers. Right. So as long as you feel comfortable enough coming to me seeking information or something, we'll go figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? I'll find out with you. One of my babies, my co-parents, I don't like the baby mama shit. Right. When my co-parents got sick, and my daughter asked me, like, if something happened to my mom, what happens, like, with me? And I said, obviously, you'll be with me, but how that's going to affect you, I have no clue. I lost my mom, but I lost my mom as an adult. Right. I didn't, I had my mom up until my early 30s. So I don't know, but I just know that your support from me is going to be unyielding. Like I'll be there as much as I can. Right. And I'll try to give you as much as her as I possibly can that I know that you love of her. The things that you loved about her, I'll try to recreate them things. I'm coming up with these answers on the fly. Right. Because there was a question I didn't know. So on Promise Ring, you rap, promise me you'll always keep yourself in check. Promise me you're always going to have self-respect. How do you teach your kids to be self-aware and be, accountable for their actions? The most impactful way is leading by example, because they always watching you. They watching you. So I make sure if I'm apologizing to somebody or if I did something wrong, I make sure they see me man up.
That's huge.
You know what I'm saying? And without even really saying, watch this. I'll just be like, right. They ear hustling. So I'll be the one saying, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Especially around my son, because in case he gets that machismo part of his life. You know what I'm saying? And so I try to lead by example, even in between those little spurts of telling them. Right. I try to lead by example.
In Rap versus Real, you rap. You make it rain. You be throwing them stacks. That's rap. Mm-hmm. When your daughter choose to work in that field, that's real. So
that's somebody's daughter that you a dollar bill that you sit here and because where does it come from? Us not being absent fatherhood. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a little girl who has values herself, just like on Promise Ring, you can't rub my body. You can't put no dollar amount on me. Right. You can't. I'm precious. I'm valuable. I'm priceless.
What has being a girl dad taught you about women?
That they cry for everything. Like when you see a woman that cries a lot, and you be like, "Come on, you're manipulating me, and you're using that crying shit to pull at my heartstrings." Right. They learn that at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when it goes into womanhood, and you like, "Why are you so emotional?" They built like they. That's just how they are. Like my daughter knows how. She knows the crying thing. It works. So she's not going to forget that when she's a woman. The hard part about it is I come from a mother who was hardened. My mother would be like, you ain't never going to see me cry, because I think she was trying to teach me how to be tough, to be a man. So now I have to relearn a bunch of stuff when I'm raising this little girl, because I find myself being like, stop that crying shit. I don't like that. And then I'm like, and then somebody else will have to come and be like, man, let her cry. She's a girl, man. This is how she's expressing us. Right. Yeah, let her. You going about it wrong. And I had to learn that. Because I was thinking like my mother taught me, what you crying for? If you ain't got no reason. I used to have logic. I won't know if something is wrong. If you cry for everything, how do I know if something's really wrong? Just like that boy that cried wolf. Like all of this shit I'm telling her. And so that's what I learned from being a girl dad. Be patient with a female. You have to be patient, because I know they always say, oh, women act off emotion. That's not true. Women are just more sensitive than we are. And that's just the facts. It's just the facts. They more sensitive than things that might rub off us easily. It's gonna live in their head a little bit longer. Not to say they're weaker than us. They just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
That's what makes them them. That's what makes them nurturers. That's why they can pick up on things.
Exactly. That's why you ever see a baby be going through something, okay, woman be like, move, get out the way, and they'll come fix the situation. Like you said, they're nurturers. They're different. They're more. They work with compassion. Right. Well, meanwhile, we always think in logic. And think, we don't. We don't understand. You have to have that happy medium and be able to. And I learned that from raising a little girl.
On the next episode of the Rap Dads Show.
With Truth, even though she was born in Houston, they had her living in L.A. Now she live in Vegas. Every couple of weeks, I was flying to the airport. Even if Truth didn't show up, I still was there to make sure I did my part, and just to let her know at any given time, Pop's gonna be there.
Rap Dads, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. We drop new episodes every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me know in the comments what your favorite gem from this episode was, and please be sure to share it with a rap dad in your crew. This is just a piece of a longer conversation in the audio podcast available on all platforms. Be sure to check us out on social media at The Rap Dads Show. Check out rapdads.com for fly merch and updates. And remember our mantra, whatever is best for my kid wins. God bless you and your family. Peace.